Okay, well it's Wednesday, 29th of March. It's just coming up 4:45 in the afternoon. I'm just going down to the lake for one last session before it shuts for what, 2.5 months. Just as well that the clocks have gone forward because yeah, the traffic's pretty slow. But I'll still have plenty of time to set up, etc. It's pretty busy. Everyone's trying to squeeze in the last session, especially as it started fishing now. So yeah, there's not a lot of choice of swims, but this one's free, the margin swim. Okay, well I wanted to put bags out, solid bags, but the rain, so I've had to dig out the old spod rod for the first time this year. Stopped raining for a bit. I think it's going to start again later. The wind's getting up though. Conditions look good. Okay, well nothing last night, but that's okay. I've done all right recently. It's gone 7:30 now, so I've got to be off to work, and it's goodbye to this lake for the next couple of months until the 16th of June. So yeah, I'll see you on the other lake. Here I am at the other lake. Throw myself in here out the wind. There's 3 lakes. This is the biggest one. I'm at the sort of northernmost lake, and I'm in the southeastern corner of it. There's been some other guys on, and I don't think a fish has been out since the start, which was 15th of March. Yeah, I think because it's dry at the minute, I'm gonna just fish bags. Probably go for some silty spots because this is. Even at this time of year, with the water up, it's still a fairly shallow lake. You're probably looking at only what 5 foot out there tops. In the deepest bits, 5-6 foot. So what I'll probably aim to do is find some nice silty holes to put the bags in, rather than the gravelly bits, because I mean the gravel comes up quite high. There's quite a few bars in here. So you could only be sitting in what, a couple of foot of water or something like that. Okay, there's some out there. Trap set. Not massively confident. They do take a while to warm up in here, the fish, a few weeks. So yeah, not expecting much. But, it's a lovely lake though. Again, if you go back and look at my videos from last year, the year before, when, when all the greenery's out, beautiful. Lovely sunrises and sunsets. Fish showing everywhere. Looking forward to it in the next couple of months. Different challenge and good fun, because if you get amongst them, and then they give you some belting takes. All the takes are 1-toners. There's no messing about. And yeah, they fight like demons. Right, well I'm going to, I mean it's gone 7 now, 15:15. So I'm just going to watch the water for a bit, see if there's any signs. I won't be averse to reeling one in and sticking a bait on the fish's head if I see one. But other than that, I shall catch up with you later. morning. Pretty quiet night, well, apart from the wind and the rain. Heard a couple of fish, heard fish twice, out that way, off to the left, but that was it. Had a couple of bleeps just as it was getting dark last night, but that was the bats hitting my lines. It's only drizzling at the minute, but I think we're going to get some heavier rain, so yeah, we'll be packing up in the wet. Lovely. Okay, well I waited for the rain to stop before I packed up. It's gone 1 o'clock now. I'll be back over the Easter weekend to try again. Okay, well it's a beautiful pre-Easter bank holiday Thursday afternoon. It's just gone 5 o'clock and I've come down to what is already a very busy lake. There's loads of cars here. I think everyone's bunked off work early just to get some fishing in at the beginning of the Easter weekend, Good Friday tomorrow. Yeah, so I haven't got a choice of a lot of swims, but this one is free, the little island swim, which is just off the entrance gate. Which is a good swim. I've had some good hits in here before now. Yeah, and it's great for a sunset. We've got a nice mild northwesterly blowing into this swim, so conditions look good. Yeah, there really wasn't much else to choose from, but that's okay. Made it easier, and that's across the 3 lakes as well. Yeah, they're all busy. So yeah, right. Well, I've got a couple of hours till it gets dark, but I know where I'm going to fish. So there's no point waiting to see if I see any signs. They're both going to be going out one each corner of the island. I forget the distance, I'm not totally sure. I'll have to look it up, or perhaps just have a couple of casts. But I'm going to be fishing, because there's a little plateau of gravel around the island. I'm just going to be fishing off that into the silt as it runs off into the silt. So yeah. I'm not going to be fishing PVA bags, I'm going to be spodding. There's been 1 or 2 fish out from what I hear, so yeah, it's back to the tactics that usually work on here. So yeah, right, I'm going to set up and get them out there and then enjoy the rest of this afternoon sun. Well, we've got sunset just about. Yeah, but the weather's very changeable. I mean, that wind was warm, but then when the sun went in, it was a bit chilly. So, yeah, I got a bit carried away there, thinking it was t-shirt weather. I had a bit of a nightmare, really, with one rod, because the butt ring, the ceramic has cracked in it. I just noticed when I was setting the rod up. So I had to break the rest of it off, and then luckily I carried a little bit of sandpaper, fine sandpaper with me, so I just sanded off the adhesive and whatever to make it nice and smooth on the inner, and it casts all right. but yeah, a bit of a pain. I've had to replace the ceramics a couple of times on those rods. I don't know what it is because I've got single rod sleeves, and you know, they're padded. I look after them. But something I'm doing is cracking the inner ceramics on just the butt rings. So yeah, I'm going to have to order one now. I'll get on the phone in a minute. Both rods are out at 25 wraps. I couldn't quite remember what the distance was, so I just had a bit of a lead about, and yeah, both gone out 25 wraps at either corner of the island. Half a dozen spods, about 30 baits, hemp pellet sweet corn, and the squid sauce and condensed milk mix. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Possibly not a lot, because I think it is still scratchy. I know a couple of fish have been out, but yeah, it hasn't really taken off yet. But this could be the weekend. This could be the weekend. So yeah, it's nice and calm, so I can see any fish movement if there is any. So I'm just going to sit back, have a Thursday night bank holiday weekend beer, and yeah, catch up with you later. Yeah. Okay, well it's just come up to 9:30 and the right end rod went off. I just finished my dinner. Perfect timing. It's one of the rare mirrors. I reckon about £20. 21.5. My first fish from this lake. Okay. Come on, mate. Behave. I knew you were going to flip them, weren't you? Okay. Side. Very good. Oh, well chuffed with that. Second trip, first fish, when it hasn't been fishing particularly well, and a mirror as well. So yeah, because that take came fairly quickly, you know what, a couple of hours after I put that rod out and baited up, I've put 3 more spods out when I put it back out there. About 25 baits and pellet sweet corn. So yeah, because there could be, you know, could be a few out there. I could be getting on it. I could have another one of those crazy nights, like I did a few weeks ago. But yeah, then again, that could be it. There hasn't been that many fish coming out, so I shouldn't get my hopes up too much. But yeah, nice to have that one, certainly. So right, it's gone 10 o'clock now, so I'm going to get my head down early, and who knows, I may see you again in the night. I hope so. Oh, he's got some fighting in. Yes. Okay, well, it was just coming up to 1 in the morning and the right hand rod went off again. Didn't it go? $24.5. Oh mate, you're gonna behave. Nice fish. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's go. Cool. That fish gave me a good fight, both out there and when I got it in. I mean, it kited left and gave me a bit of trouble because I had my rod tip up. The line went over the top of some branches coming out from the tree in the margins, and so the fish is, I'm playing the fish sort of over the top of those branches and they're bouncing up and down, but luckily the fish moved out again, and the branches must have been dead or something because they just snapped off when the fish did that. Yeah, and then it gave me a good fight in the margin. It woke up again, and yeah, it took me a while to get it in, but managed it in the end. So yeah, good. See fish, well chuffed. It's very strange because on here, when you're going to have a run of fish, they tend to be showing and crashing and stuff, and there hasn't been any of that. It's been very quiet. It's been very quiet out there, so these fish are coming completely out of the blue. So yeah, but I'm not complaining. We'll have to see. I mean, it's now, it's gone 1:30. So yeah, I'm going to get my head down, and who knows, may see you again. Morning. It's just gone 6 o'clock now. Pretty cold out there. There's ice on my bivvy, and everything else is frozen on hooking mat. So yeah, there's a mist laying over the water as well. Fog. I think what I'm going to do is have this first coffee and then put the right hand rod back out there, possibly a couple of spots over the top. Yeah, see if that works for the last, whatever, 5 hours or so that I've got. Okay, well it's just gone 8 o'clock. I decided against recasting and spodding, as actually where my line's pointing is actually spot on. So that was a pretty good recast in the night, and there was a few ducks and whatever hanging around this morning out there, and because it's only shallow I didn't want to start them off or dive in. So yeah, and it is pretty quiet out there, so I think I'm just going to leave it now until lunchtime, about 11:30, something like that, 11:30, 12. So yeah, need that sun to get up really, come up over the trees, and so at least I can start drying my gear out, because it's well, it's starting to thaw out, but it's still pretty wet. I do like it nice and dry, packing away. Yeah, so I don't have to get it all out at home in the garden and whatever. So yeah, that'll be my excuse to hang on a bit perhaps. Right, well if nothing happens I shall see you before I go. Okay, the last half hour now, it's come up to 11 o'clock. Let's tempt fate, shall we? Let's put the rods on the deck, see if we can have another take like the other week. Okay, well I've got to be pleased with that, I think. A couple of fish. I'll be back though before the holiday weekend is out, so look out for my next video to see me then.